On today's episode of Let's Talk FGO, well, it's a heck of a lot of Gudaguda, and Gouda. And that looks very great in the sound wave. Hi, I'm one of your hosts, I'm Mecha Omega. With me, as always, is King Lucky Dora. Fused together, we become Mecha King Lucky Dora.
That sounds way too awesome for us. But on that note, I hope everyone is enjoying Fate Grand Order, aka the game that makes no sense sometimes. And while we here at Studio Mega like to bring you the latest FGO-related news and memes, we will be talking about current and future events for both the JP and EM version of the game, so anyone not wanting spoilers should cha-cha real smooth, y'all.
Mm-hmm. So we talked about this in the pre-show, but I do feel the need to mention, because that is a thing that makes people weird. No, Lucky is not copying the fact that Chaldea Gurus did that joke recently. Lucky is just referencing the song where you cha-cha real smooth. You're allowed to do that. It's the same reference.
Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I do the intro maybe 10, 15 minutes, not even before the things. I'm just all I need something relevant right now. Right. And whatever, I throw at the dartboard, whatever sticks, I'm going with it.
Much like how I usually do intro gags, that's just, unless I think of something immediately, it's very much, so for that one, I asked Lucky which Godzilla monster do you want to be? So, spoilers for later, it's the Gudaguda Final Hanoji rerun. Which is the name of that event, by the way. It's not phrased like the final Gudaguda event. It's called Final Hanoji. It might be the last, but it's not guaranteed. We don't know. Sorry, it still bothers me that people are like, but the final Gudaguda. No, it's called Final Hanoji, like Godzilla Final Wars. It's a reference. Because Nasu likes kaiju movies. Babylonia is a giant reference to Shin Godzilla. Okay. Well, we're not quite. Because we don't know when Gudaguda 3... Yeah, I got a comment from the chat we could discuss about Gudaguda 3. We can't really, because we don't know when it's going to be. We'll get there. Let's power through some stuff real quick.
Soon TM.
Oh boy, there's a lot of soon TM going on right now. But first, let's check out everybody's favorite. Go, hi.
Senpai! 起きてください.
That's right, everybody. It's time for Wake the Fuck Up Senpai, Regular Senpai for Pro Tips. I'm just going to get it out of the way. We're at over 2 minutes in. I can just power through this. Hey, just remember that there's different rewards and drops for factions in Gudaguda Beiji and plan accordingly. Wait, no, I didn't. Sorry. I'm farming that event that I mentioned as we speak, so I'm getting a little distracted. I need to remember to do the thing.
Lucky's playing Arknights in Azure Lane right now, so he's completely not on task.
Well, maybe maybe not you're on task. Are you on can? Because I'll do the can thing. Which is remind everybody that this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Arctar Comics, Blacklist OG, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, Johnny P, Rogue Robin, Soda-san 0424, and Video Gamer 75. I goofed that up, but that's because technically Robin has a V in front of there. Anyway, thank you so much for your support, everybody, and if you enjoy what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to videos early and lots of other goodies, and it really helps us out.
Thank you. Chunky.
Yeah, chunky click. We have no records and no evils.
Alright, listen. Lucky burned himself off doing the Epoch raids. I really did.
Yeah, that can happen with some raid events. I think I expect a lot of people did. A lot of people literally stopped when the raids ended. They were like, nah, brah.
I left, all the apples just sitting in their place. I was like, I still have, over 200. I'm fucking done.
Well, yeah, you finished the store with drops from just the raids because you super overkilled.
Yes, I did.
I did the free quest to make sure that I had all the extra currency I needed to buy all my extra seeds and buy those precious skill cookies, which I accomplished.
Well, I guess it is I guess it is kind of all the world's evil, but not fully. So, I told everyone I was saving my spends on the banner for Karna Semiramis. Yeah, I bought 4 80 packs, and I didn't get neither Semiramis or Karna. What I did get, though, is I got, let's see here. I got, now I remember. Instead of Karna, I got a Parvati, and I got a Liz. Instead of Semiramis, I got a Steno, and a Young King. I got fucking double spooked on both of them.
So you don't want to roll on kogetsukan?
Probably not.
Well, okay, we joke about kogetsukan, but there are quite a few days where it's just Sherlock. But yes, we'll probably mention a little bit because we've been discussing the future schedule theoretically. So there's some shenanigans in there. But yeah, you got some cursed rolls.
Yeah, so... But, honestly, I didn't really think too much of it, because that's kind of how,
It just happens sometimes. Sometimes you get cursed, and then sometimes Lucky, spends that much money and is like, And now I have 5 friends. Look at all these friends I have. How many angry cats did you get?
I think like 6.
It's a lot of angry cat.
Yeah, I have an MP5 angry cat.
I have no angry cats. Oh, I can't complain about that banner because I did get NP2 Stacy, and I'm still confused. I'm still confused. Not upset, just confused. Why? What is even?
So what is fortune?
Yeah, I didn't do. I other than I spent my weekly ticket because it exactly coincided with Semiramis Mordred Day, and I got fucking nothing. Like not even was rewarded for my funny. So it just kind of happenstance. I punched a lot of interludes. We'll talk about that later. I got done with almost all my interludes that I had unlocked. And quite frankly, if I didn't have a couple servants who double stacked, I probably would have got them all. But like, I think I did Drake's first, and then G has a second, so I had to do that one. Anyway, interludes are fun. But really quick, we're going to talk about, did you finish your master missions? Because that's our other bit of business talk, I guess, at the front. These are real simple, and I'm pretty sure they wanted you to do interludes, but also maybe raids. Who the fuck knows? You needed to do 30 FP summons, you needed to defeat 30 enemies, excluding servants. You need to defeat, actually, yeah, so you probably don't want to do the raids. This is free quests or interludes. You need to defeat, yeah, I'll just lump these all together. Defeat 15 of each of the different classes, excluding servants, and then complete a quest with Caster in your party 5 times. It's Saber, Archer, Lancer in one, Rider, Caster, Assassin in the other, and then Berserker in the final. There's no real point in literally saying that 3 times. They're pretty easy. Like I said, I did interludes mostly in free quests, and I got all of them quite a while ago. Though, as always, the do 30 FP summons, that's always a thing where you occasionally need to remind people, because people will usually forget to do them if they don't think about it. Because I gotta be honest, I don't even barely remember to do my, free 1 a day 10 spin. It's just, I get so little out of it. Ever since I spent a shitload of my shitloads of FP on getting all the new CEs, the 1 and 2 stars. Now, if they give us some new bronzes... let's move into the news, though. So, first up, this actually was kind of a surprise. Japan announced what they are doing for Golden Week, which is it's the Gudaguda Final Hanoji rerun.
Yep.
It's going from 5.3 to 5.17, so it's got all the usual rerun flair. If you already got all the Kagetoras for your 6th copy, you get rare prisms. If you got the Grail already, you get a lore, blah, blah, blah. They also did a thing which I think is new, which the event has limited command codes. You get extra mana prisms, and if you get the 5-star one, you get a rare prism also. Once again, improving their rare prism game. It's a little slow, but you just have to keep playing the game, you'll get rare prisms. The summon banner is a little bit fucky. It's a combo between Mao, Okita Altar, Old Man Lee coming back, Summer Nobu, and Mori, the limited 3-star. But the thing that shocked a lot of people is that it is also included, this is a thing JP's been doing a lot, it included rank-up quests for 3 characters. Mao Nobu, the Avenger, Okitan, and Summer Nobu. So let me list what they got. Because these were all, these are rank-ups, so these are all tangible benefits. Unlike sometimes interludes are just quartz. Though Shiba's was just quartz, but it was adorable. So, Mao Nobu's Invulnerable skill now adds bonus damage versus enemies of the Sky or Heaven trait if you're on a burning field, 30 to 50%. That really just solidifies because, hey, guess what? Divine enemies are usually Heaven attribute. So that really just solidifies that Avenger Nobu is there to fuck up divine enemies. Just fuck their shit right up. An extra 30 to 50% damage. This kind of helps build the synergy that, like, okay, so Avenger Nobu still has a narrow focus area, but in that area, she or he slaps really hard and is perfectly serviceable because, let's be real, most people exaggerated how quote-unquote bad Avenger Nobu was anyway. This just kind of goods on it. It's just people were upset because she's not a high-speed, low-drag servant. She has abilities that take multiple turns and are about burn and stuff. And you have to set up, and that's bad. That's not 3 turns. Setup is not 3 turns, Lucky.
Well, people like that instant gratification.
I know. But, I know you do this already, but I also, I strongly rebel against any meta nonsense immediately just because it ticks me off. Like, I when I can 3-turn clear, cool, that's fun, but I don't obsess over it, much like I don't obsess over whale comps and I don't obsess over FTP comps because I can use my comps. My comps are my comps kind of thing. That's something that I've really, I think, playing like 4 gacha games, that's something I've really cottoned on to, is that when stuff is good, you just need to use the units you want to use, and you use what you got because they're random.
Well, yeah, that's the bottom line. Is the randoms? The units you're always going to have are randoms, so you got to make do with what you got.
We talked about that a lot last week on WhatsApp, especially with Arknights.
Mm-hmm. But as I said, the game doesn't at least give you ways to complete your objective with the things you got, then it's kind of failing at being a game. So, yeah.
But so Oki Alter, her battery skill now does a 10 to 20% attack up for 3 hits / 3 turns. A lot of people were hoping this number would be bigger, but I think it's still a decent. Oki's Alter continues to not be flashy, but just be consistent. Like, her abilities are all real simple. There's no... Oops, that's a bomb. Sorry, I am still fighting with my mic cord about, not getting all over the place. Anyway, she doesn't, like, get instant death punches or have, like, ultra super true damage like Kiara or, slurp up all your enemies NP downs with, like, Melt Virus. She just make card and make crit do goo, and then now she has an attack buff. I do appreciate, though, that since it's on her battery, which is also on her evade, this is 3 hits, 3 turns, so it only procs when you use it, which means you can safely use your battery on an evade turn and then be like, okay, I don't want to blow my load yet. You can actually pace it out a little bit, which is something she needs, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, Summer Nobu got basically standard NP damage increase, and also now her NP makes the field burning for 3 turns, which is great.
That's great.
Geo effects are great. Mao Nobu already has that on a skill, and also a recent buff to Gawain is that his charisma now makes it sunny.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just need to create water tiles and forest, I think, is the other 2 terrain effects we don't see.
I kind of wish that... I kind of wish that when you actually proc a field ability, it actually would change the background to said...
That would be nice, but also could be fucky with, like, the effects. Like, remember the Camelot sandstorms?
Yeah.
Oh, also, actually, I think Summer Melt Lancer actually might make it water, because she is water. So I think that might just leave forest.
I don't know if it might be a little too much. It's just literally you would have to swap out background assets to a specific one, but it could cause some weird hiccups in coding.
Yeah, and it could cause some, like, load lag and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, so that's all around. The buffs are... None of them seem essential, but they're nice. They help round out characters and kind of build consistency. And I do appreciate, especially in this time where it does seem like events are going to be a little weird, that they are just doing buffs when appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was always a thing, like, oh, when's the big strengthening? Like, obviously for Annie 5, they'll probably do another whole block with just whoever the fuck. Do
mm-hmm.
like 14 or whatever. That's good. That's a big number all at once on a big event, but just, 2 or 3 whenever they need them. That's cool. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of Annie 5, this isn't in my notes, but because it's a little weird to talk about, but they have started their theme / promo / whatever the funk for
they're
number 5.
They're Under the Same Sky.
Yeah, Under the Same Sky, which is just the theme of the pieces is it's either photography or photoreal, and then the servants are kind of overlaid over it.
Yeah, basically what happened is they basically sent a bunch of advertisements to different newspapers and different prefectures. So depending on the prefecture, you get different ones. And it's pretty fucking cool. I actually have a list here. Like, they have, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, so, like, the Ibaraki Shibun features Kato Danzo at Kairukuen Garden in Mito, in the Ibaraki prefecture. I could go through, like, this whole list. Actually, let me post it, because it actually tells, like, locations and whatnot here.
Yeah.
But they have, so it's basically just servants on location. So they have Kato Danzo, Bedivere, Reshikigal, Sanzo, Artoria, Da Vinci Chan. George's is great. He's just leaping in the air. I'm just
George is just soaring in a beautiful cave. KP is just chilling in some mountains.
Bunyan is looking over Mount Fuji.
And then Hokusai is standing in front of Mount Fuji with her paints, like...
Maybe, like... Yeah. The 37th view of Fuji.
And they're planning on releasing more, like, I think every month, basically, until the anniversary.
Yeah, so honestly, I like them. They've also put them on display, and I think in subways in areas as well.
Yeah, it's kind of, they're basically doing kind of the equivalent of what FGO did for us for NA in AX last year, where they were like giant banners, they wrapped the buses, that kind of thing. Though obviously FGO JP is bigger and has been running longer, so they're doing like full blown newspaper ads and subways and stuff.
Like I said, this ad is going throughout all of Japan in like several prefectures.
Well, yeah, they make a few $1 billion and they've got 20 million downloads. They're kind of big dick swinging.
They are kind of big dick swinging. But as I said, so we are gearing up. We're starting to slowly ratchet up.
Yep, they've got their marketing plan. I think they're still planning on holding it if nobody stops them. That'll be late July, so we'll have to see how things are. Over in NA Town, we just need to briefly mention that we are now in the midst, right now, as of this recording, it just started this morning, Gudaguda Meiji Restoration rerun, running from the 8th to the 19th. Usual rerun stuff, Lore instead of a Grail, blah blah blah, all the blah. I don't think there's an extra challenge quest. There's just the same old challenge quest again. Great Solomon, all that stuff. The summon banner is Hijikata, Amiya, Helena, and Edison, are the big rotations, and then there's some 3 stars in there, maybe, I don't know.
There's a lot of 3 stars in there.
Who knows?
I threw a ticket and 9 quartz at it. I got dicks. I was like, meh.
Yeah, I don't care. I need to hold my quartz for a thing. So that's what's happening right now. Honestly, I don't remember Meiji Restoration being a huge deal. For our community, I do feel like I should say so. Last year when this happened, we did a whole thing in the Discord with like you could swap your teams and stuff. This is a rerun, and it kind of came up fast, so I did not set that up, and I figured we would just not do that for the rerun. We'll do other fun things with new things.
Yeah.
It's just, that was kind of a weird manual clusterfuck, and so we'll just leave it for now. It happened already. We don't need to reiterate it. Also, probably will not do the teams, the racing teams again for summer, too. That was also a bit of a pain in the butt. I do still have all the emotes. I don't know. Maybe we'll seasonally rotate the emotes back in. But, yeah. So, the event itself is not awful, but it's not necessarily super impressive either. There's just some point stuff. We'll see what happens. But,
well, I was always talking about this. Anytime you get to a rerun, it's never as exciting as the first run.
Yeah, not unless you're like... Well, and actually, honestly, in that case, even then, I still got... Hold on, I might have sneezed. Self. What I was saying is that, yeah, I think it depends. Like, if you're like really prepared for a rerun, you weren't for before, you can be a little hype. Like when Rashomon came back, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do goo this time. Alright, blowing my nose. I felt that way about Saber Wars, but then Saber Wars sucked, so it immediately sucked my life. Just slurped up all my fun. But yeah, no, I mean, I didn't. The gimmick of Meiji Restoration was pretty fun, and we got pretty hyped about that, but now it's just like, oh, hey, it's happening.
Cool.
Well, and also, the thing I was gonna probably transition to there is that this was definitely a surprise that the rerun is happening, because in the schedule, the next event was Murder of the kogetsukan, which was not the next event. And so, Lucky, I have personally got 2 trains of thought as to why it wasn't the next one.
Okay, I'm listening.
The first is that it's a very text-heavy event. It's basically Prison Tower, but instead of fighting, there's reading. So it's entirely possible that because of COVID and like work from home and stuff, that Aniplex US's pipeline is not yet done, so they can actually translate all the script yet. And so it got pushed back. The second is that because it's a daily story event that is mostly reading and not fighting, is they decided to postpone it so that it coincided with some other event that's also a dead week, like a hunting quest or 1 million downloads or something, where nothing else is happening. Because, at the very least, that's something you can say about the Meiji rerun. It's an actual event, stuff is happening. It's not just a week where you log in, you do one quest, and then through several of them there's a poll,
Yeah.
However, if anybody's like, no, they're skipping, oh my god, I can't believe... No, stop. Stop it. Stop. Get help. Stop. It's not being skipped. I know some people were like, oh, it was probably too esoteric. No, it's a story event. It's just got a lot of text in it, but it's also not very time efficient, and we kind of need to get stuff done. So they're probably rescheduling it so it can be more time efficient. We're not... in case you forgot or weren't here back when panels existed, that's not a thing right now, but it was in the past. When asked, Albert said they would not skip events, and even if they had for some reason to skip an event, like for instance if FGOJP did some kind of event about being a Nazi or something that's not allowed in this country, not that they would probably, we would still get the banners. But hey, CCC still happened despite people asking about it for like 2 years, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna do the murder. It's not like a dumb banner or something. It's an actual event with story. So yeah, I'm just like, eh.
Actually, I forget. Did they ever do any in-game event for the escape room?
Yes. I think it was just like a celebration. Like it wasn't an event, but they did have a little thing like, oh, we did an escape room. Have some courts.
Yeah, have some courts. Maybe a CE.
Possibly, yeah, probably.
Who knows? They might just bundle that all. They might fucking bundle that all.
Because there were some people who asked, "Is Kogetsukan tied to the escape room?" And no, not really. Like it may have been done in celebration of that, but it at least in the text and stuff. Looking it up, it doesn't mention it at all. It's an event that happens.
Okay.
It's just story related. It was probably to fill time before Lost Belt 2 because that would be a little bit farther out for JP. It's not for us, obviously, because of reasons.
Like I said, like sometimes we have to do some rebranding of things.
Yes. Sometimes we have to move stuff around because we have a slightly weird schedule because our anniversary date is like a month ahead of JP's, which gets awkward with the guaranteed SSR and all that stuff. Which is something we should also probably briefly mention because we've had a lot of people try, especially the Kogetsukan reschedule kind of got a lot of people thinking about math and time and space and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, the official launch date of FGO USA, which is what it was when it launched, the EN version, is the 25th or the 26th, depending on your time zone. We have almost never done anything on that date. Usually it's the weekend of AX, Anime Expo. Obviously that's canceled this year. Like, straight up canceled. Not even rescheduled. They're, at least as far as I know, they're just not doing it. I have seen the dates for 2021, so let's hope, but that's usually basically July 4th weekend. So, my guess is that as usual, we will probably have like a little hey, hi, how do you do on that Friday of the 26th, probably. And then that weekend will be July 4th weekend, which, again, because this started and is still branded in a lot of social media as FGO USA, is kind of a big deal day. So I expect that that's when we'll get our big drops for anniversary stuff. Will be the holiday weekend, the following week. But that's just my theory, based on previous assessments. Because obviously, normally they do a whole big panel at AX and stuff. AX is a really, nice big deal for them.
It is our
one fucking Soul Eater in this goddamn quest with sabers. Why did you shenanigans me like this, Gudaguda? That's not very Nobu of you. But I think that's all the news stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, after the Gudaguda rerun in JP ends, they'll actually have the collab event. Like, hopefully they don't need to delay it further, but we'll see what happens. I know a lot of people are really interested to see what they do.
You get a Nobu concern.
I don't know. Do you have a Nobu concern face?
Yeah, I don't know. Have I ever seen a concerned Nobu face? The only two faces I know of shit faces are shit's about to go down or shit I fucked up.
Yes, you've got the Kohei Ace Nobu face, or the kind of serious business faces.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Mao Nobu busts out her "your son calls me mommy too" face. Okay, I think that's everything with that. We've talked about speculation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're only 25 minutes into the show.
This kind of sucks.
Well, yeah, we're in a weird... That's kind of the thing, like, for us, NA may have goofed us up a little by releasing a rerun, and JP is releasing a rerun, so it's a double rerun week. There's no real news, other than we can speculate endlessly about the scheduling.
Well, let me just get my fucking pipe, I guess.
Because let's see. I will go ahead and double check, but I think it should be so. Hopefully they use Kogetsukan and 13 million downloads, which will be the first. Yeah, it'll be Summer 1 Banner 1. So Tammy Lancer, etc. will come back.
Yeah.
So that was May. Oh no.
I'm gonna open up FGO and actually get that done a little bit.
That's
actually we're gonna start the
the event list, and it was the EN one. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. No, it was right. For us, it was in fact literally that Sanzo Coming to the West was in May of 2018. Okay, so yes, the only things that happened in this in this month in JP were the Gudaguda rerun, the Murder at the Kogetsukan. There's an Okita banner, and then 13 million downloads on Hunting Quests 4. I wouldn't be surprised if they kit bash Kogetsukan downloads and Hunting Quest 4 into, like, 1 week or whatever, or double up so that, like, Kogetsukan runs through 1 week of the million downloads or whatever, just to save time. And hopefully give us a breather before Gudaguda Mystery of the Imperial Capital, which will be 2 weeks, I think. In JP, it ran from the 13th to the 27th. Yes, that's exactly 2 weeks, okay. So we need 2 weeks to do that. We may or may not do Dead Heat Summer Race rerun. And then, between the fact that it has a pre-release banner, which will be Napoleon, it has the actual release banner, etc., Lost Belt 2 needs about 2 weeks to get through all its stuff before we do Anniversary. Yeah, basically, we can't do the Extella. So it's weird, right? Somebody mentioned the Extella Link, little commemoration. Extella Link obviously already came out. I don't think we did a real event for it. I don't know if we have the CE, because there's supposed to be a commemorative CE. I don't know when they'd throw that in. Maybe during million downloads, but because that also adds some stuff to the Red Prism shop, like Mystic codes that people want. But for Extella Link, there should be a commemoration quest to get to CE, which, like I said, I don't think we have it. I shall post it to the chat. I don't think we got that one. The wiki says it's still JP only, but they're a little slow. And then the thing, though, is that has a half AP for rank up and interludes on all Extella Link-related servants, and then it has a big, dumb banner of every single character who's in this game who's also in Link, which is a fuck ton. It's a big deal. So I don't know if they even want to bother with that bait-ass bait banner.
Bait-ass bait.
Listen, because we need to fill time, let me just list you who the rate-up is in this. You've got Altera, Artoria, Arjuna, Karna, Drake, Tamamo, Jean, Gawain, Nero, Emiya, Liz, Li Shuwen, Astolfo, Lancelot, and then Robin Hood, Ku, Medusa, Gilderay Castor, Darius, and Lubu. So technically there is some story locks in there, but holy shit, that's a lot of servants and rate up at once. Like, the SSR rotates, but it's just, it's crazy. Crazy pants. So I don't know what they're gonna do, or when they're gonna do that sort of thing. That sounds like something they, do some other time. Basically, That's the only other really big thing besides starting the Summer 2 rerun that is in the schedule. And like I said, it's entirely possible that we will push the Summer 2 rerun back to put Lost Belt 2 in front of it, just so we can get all that shit out of the way. Because not only do we have the GSSR to consider, but also it'd be really fucking weird if they did the anniversary with Scotty as the signature servant before that Lost Belt happened, huh?
That'd be a little weird. That
would be weird and possibly spoilery, so I don't think they're allowed to do that.
They take their NDAs very seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. Albert and Nissan literally had a conversation about spoilers when they did that broadcasting, so yeah, I'm pretty sure they're against that. Now, on the one hand, punching the Soul Eater means that I have 3 Archer, Buster, Noble Phantasms in the third wave, so some people's gonna get their shit cleaned up. Yeah, okay, so we speculated. Alright, I think we're past all that.
Like I said, I haven't really done much about the, like I said, I just started. I'm doing a little something right now, but now they're like, oh yeah, I should make a thumbnail before Omega gives me fucking side-eye about it. So I'm doing that. But the thing that pops out to me, it's actually been, rattling around in my head is recently I've really been wanting an adult Cha-Cha servant.
Yeah, we could do with an alternate Cha-Cha.
Yeah, Cha-Cha, as I said, I think it's explained in Event in some other places, but Cha-Cha is basically, she's in her child form where she was...
It's the same rule that, Ushi and I think even Kagetora follow.
Yeah.
Because Kagetora is not using her famous name.
Usagi Kenshin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where, where Ushiwakamara is Yotsune and, Kagetori is, Usagi Kenshin, Cha-Cha would be Lady Yodogiri, whose probably most infamous things is fucking burning the burning of Saka Castle during the sieges back in the Sengoku era. It's I was thinking about I could definitely see an Avenger Yodogiri. A lot of fire, a lot of anger.
Yeah, that's kind of what her NP is like now, but yeah.
Yeah.
They could still do more, because I think...
They can do still more. It's like, as I said, we're coming up, like, around, like I said, there's a lot of Gudaguda happening right now. It always gets me thinking, what could they do next for the next Gudaguda? People have been wanting, to actually have a playable, Hideyoshi.
There's a couple of Koha Ace guys who are mentioned. There's several characters actually shown off in Final Gudaguda who have a shitload of... They have, like, sprites on our characters, but they aren't summonable yet.
Yeah.
So, this is why I'm pretty sure it's not actually the final one, because they leave plot hooks open to do more, whether it's banners. So, and also, I don't want Gudaguda to end, because every year, with every Gudaguda, there's another great Medusa CE, like this one.
Yeah,
This is the one for Gudaguda 4. And then there's Bella Society. There's Cover Girl, which, by the way, if you want that one, which a lot of people do, because it has a taunt effect on it, that will be on the Okita banner we should get. Because they call it an Okita summon banner, but it's really the first Gudaguda banner without a Gudaguda rerun.
That's fair. Also, my desires might be a little clouded by the fact that Cha-Cha says that her adult form has a lot of va-va-voom and ba-boing. I'm like, yes, you should show this to me. Not to mention...
we saw that already with Nobu going through multiple forms of, like, I'm your regular Nobu, but edgier, and then it's like, hey, I'm super sexy evil Nobu. Look how tall my heels are. I'm like, you're huge. Though, Nobu being basically a shapeshifter is already established because she has an innocent monster type skill, which I believe includes the phrase can be steep as a cliff or large as a mountain.
Well, I was going to mention something else, and I totally spaced on what it was.
I'm busy looking. I think I remember what it is, but I should post a picture of the Medusa CE from Imperial Gudaguda.
As I said, and there's a couple times in Cha-Cha's voice line where she's using an adult voice. I'm all like, no, that's good shit.
Yes, because Cha-Cha's it's like, obviously an affectation.
Mm-hmm.
That's the third one to Renegade that one.
Also, I always find it hilarious. Like, again, I always, like, I'm gonna read, like, usually on events, I don't usually read through again unless I find them particularly funny. Gudaguda is usually one of those ones I read again because I was immediately reminded of Cha-Cha. It's all like, it's not my fault I was summoned as a lowly berserker. Wait, I'm a berserker? I'm just like, oh my god, this is the good shit. I'm laughing already. I'm a little upset with myself, though, because I was looking at my Cha-Cha skill levels. It's literally 2-1-1. I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah, I'm 1-1-1. I might be able to fix that right now.
I can. Like, I am, like, I spent all my blue Berserker gems on getting Vlad up. And I'm just like, I'm, like, at literal 0. I'm like, I'm ashamed. Especially since I used Cha-Cha in my,
Yeah, Cha-Cha's in your 3-turn comp.
Yeah.
As seen on Studio Omega streams that you can watch with your eyes. I'm not going to get anything interesting for a while on the point ladder. I'm out of AP. I'll buy some EXPs from the shop and I'll call it quits. Should I spend those EXPs? Probably Chiron. I think he's still level 1.
Lucky will probably be leveling up MHX when he gets the chance.
Though my Cha-Cha's only level 70. I only got her to max ascension. I should probably finish her off. I just don't know. That's always the problem, right? Is once you do that final ascension, that's a lot of EXPs to fill that gap. One store worth is usually not enough.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I have a little bit of a backlog because I was going to level up Fran, but I ran out of bones!
Yes. The Curse of Bones. Curse of Bone.
Curse of Bone.
We really need some... I know they did dailies all day, every day for a couple of days in there with the APOC lead up. That was cool, but I'd really love maybe some half AP on those, just so you can get more shit done.
You can call me degenerate, but this AP is going to have some Cha-Cha leg in it. I don't give a fuck.
Who cares?
Some people do.
Those people probably don't talk to us anymore, Wiki.
That is very true.
We have done a good job of filtering, alienating, people who don't like us and don't like what we say.
Let's see. It's the Lord of our Savior 2020. It is the 5th. It is the 8th. And this is Pass 1. It's also a punj. Speaking of punjas, eventually Lucky, Monkey did mention this, Lucky's gonna be coming out with some typography shirts.
Yeah, Lucky is, you've been, other than being a complete madman and streaming a lot, which we'll talk about more on WhatsApp, I think, you also have actually, I think, been quite into fiddling with your art again.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the main thing that kept me from my art is my computer would die on me randomly, and there is nothing... I don't know about anyone else. There is nothing that kills an art mood by suddenly seeing your computer restart and you haven't saved in, like, the past half hour.
Yes, correct. Because before, that's why I own a battery backup now, because that used to be my problem. It was not my computer would die, but the power would go out, because Florida. And that's why, for business purposes, I shelled out for a very nice UPS, which I love a lot, and I think it's one of the most critical things I've ever bought for this business, is my UPS, just because it has saved so much bullshit. But yes, you have been working on stuff?
Yeah, so I put out one shirt design already. I don't know if it's actually been released yet. I literally made it. I gave it to Omega. He said, "Oh my," and I'm just like, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if maybe because we are still actually. Let me check the clock. We could do a marketing thing and do that as a special promo. Hey, we hit a certain number of a thing. Let me actually
I don't
see
know.
what we're doing.
The shirt I made isn't FGO related. It's actually TKO related.
No, but it's really funny. Yeah, okay. So, hey, by the way, update, everybody. We are at 2,474 subs.
Ooh.
So that's only 26 before 2,500, which will be public show, lots of yelling, lots of clapping.
Gotcha.
And also just really cool. So, again, tell your friends, tell your enemies.
Yeah, so I designed a one graphic tee, and I said, I have had the idea rattling around in my head, and I'm going to make a filthy casual and a meta elitist shirt.
Yes, because we had this conversation, and he was like, "Oh, I figured I'd do a meta elitist too." And I'm like, so are you gonna sell to both sides?
Yep. I just got to figure out, here's the thing about typography: you got to get a lot of words. I'm just like, all right, because basically I want to have filthy on big, and then casual and big, and then underneath each line, just something little saying it's under filthy casual, just something it's all my fun does not depend on efficiency or something.
Yeah, you gotta.
And I'm meta.
Obviously, there's workshopping involved.
Yeah, there's some workshopping involved. I haven't the reason why I haven't made them is because I'm still trying to figure out what I want them to say.
Honestly, that's why we used to have regular segments. Hey, welcome to Merch Future, everybody.
Yeah,
that was a thing we used to do. We didn't really get a heck of a lot of response on merch and stuff. We can probably do more. I don't know. I might be able, in addition to a T-shirt, we may be able to put Hi Hugs Guy on the back of some phone cases. That he's in our wheelhouse. We'll have to see if that fits. It's been a while since I actually used Teespring to fiddle with anything.
Let me see. I think I have the images still. I'll show it to the patrons what I did. Let me see here. Copy link. Boom. So if you've been in the Discord a while or was in that TKO, you'll probably remember this.
Well, and also, it's an emote.
Yep.
There's a small version of this lad.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, this one caused quite a stir. I actually I think it's that was the one that was recorded, right?
Yeah, I believe that was a stream.
Yeah. And I will always remember when it popped up, everyone was just like, oh.
Yeah, I think the last new shirt we did is the Tyranny tee. Which is just black shirt, purple text. You're talking mad shit for someone in Tyranny range. Which is also available as a die-cut sticker, just BT dubs for people. You can make anything Tyranny themed.
Yeah, you can. So, I'm gonna be working on that. Another thing that got caught in my gears is making me think is, I think it was a couple days ago. Yeah, it was a couple days ago. Someone misheard something I said, and that caused someone to say something else, and it gave me the wildest idea to make a fucking Monster Girl board game.
Oh, yes, that's right.
So
that's the thing that you really got attached to. We'll probably save it. Even though this is definitely 100% faff, that's probably something that's better saved for a What's Up faff.
Yeah. But Lucky's thinking about merch, thinking about putting things on stuff.
And yes, by the way, you can always find our stuff. That's linked in the description. We don't usually talk about it because we never really got a lot out of it, but it's there. And that is a decent way if you can't do Patreon or whatever and support us. That is a decent way is just buy a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
They're print on demand and stuff, so just, if you're in there, you can just pick something up. We have a store. It's on Teespring. It's print on demand.
Hang on. Someone saying something. I just went to the games channel, and since someone said, just pulled the Lucky, fighting a dank Souls boss distracted by ass. I was like, that is a me, but what?
You can get our popular, and by popular I mean we've sold at least one SWAT, Special Waifus and Tactics shirt. You can get your power level Orca, or only a Dolphin if you're not yet an Orca. We have Lucky's Astolfo pronunciation guide, which is available on shirts and on a pillow, because they let me put it on a pillow. You can get 30 days of chicken fingers. You can get various logos, maths, and other stuff. There's the Taiga Dojo Gym tank tops. Taiga Dojo Gym estimated or established 2004. A lot of fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I will, since we're talking about it to the patrons, I will shill to them and post the link in case you forgot.
Also, there's this. Boom. Thumbnail.
Yeah, just... Squishy thumbnail.
Alright, now I can close that. Now I can continue to punch Singudi Nobus. Or no, excuse me, Nobu Singudis.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that quick for now. I've already used like 20% of my phone battery, and my AP is going, so...
Today's is kind of a Sleepy Boy episode, I'm realizing.
Yeah. Well, so we'll now activate free talk mode. Not that we weren't doing that already, maybe. Actually, no. Robin, go back. None of that was free talk. That was all definitely the news. That was totally news. It was not free talk. Now we're officially starting free talk. Which is, I only wrote one thing, which was, because I was like, man, this show's kind of lean. So I wrote, there was an interlude campaign, maybe we can talk about interludes. And then Lucky earlier was like, oh yeah, no, dude, I didn't do nothing. I'm like, okay. Omega will talk about interludes.
Do it.
Yeah, that was Skelegrams. All that was Skelegrams. Every single thing in there was Skelegrams. Except for the part that was Merch Future. So I did, I think, almost all my available interludes. Only poor Kentucky got left out, and that's only because, I just got down to the wire and didn't finish it. I got some extra ones in there, because they unlock. Oh, and also, for some fucking reason, Mephistopheles has a 6-node, interlude to upgrade his NP for no goddamn reason. I know some people were like, oh, he needs more screen time. I'm like, he really doesn't. We insert him enough, it's fine. So I did that one. I did both of Drake's. Kind of fun. Hang out with Captain, do stuff. For some reason, Tesla was there. Well, actually, I know why Tesla was there. It was mostly to explain Pioneer from the Stars. There's another Da Vinci interlude in there. It's much like kind of the first one, so it's not really super impressive or necessary, but it does involve a decent amount of Da Vinci time. Did Sheba's. That's pretty funny. Spoilers, Sheba really misses the desert and wants some camels in Chaldea. And you can say some interesting things to her. You've got an even 50 in that interlude of one of your possible responses to Sheba being yes, my queen. But there's a choice there, Lucky. I'll tell you because you'll do this one eventually. But you'll probably pick a different route than I did. There's a choice where you can pick, I'll take you to the desert, or I'll be your camel. And I was like, no, I'll take you to the desert. We can go to a desert sometime.
I don't know. Lookie's looking at his interludes right now. I might start my J.K. Fox.
I've heard a lot of people say that one was good. I lament I don't have a Fox, so I can't check. Also, a lot of people have been talking up Shahrazad's new interlude.
I hear it gives a lot of characterization.
Yes, it's basically a mini retelling of part 1 because there's 7 parts and you fight major bosses. So it's kind of like her reviewing your story, and it apparently really helps your character out. So if you accidentally got one and you're still mad at her for some dumb reason, try out her interlude, and maybe you'll like her better. Most people seem to agree that it's really interesting. Again, don't have that one. I do think
Shahrazad is clearly the recap episode.
Probably. That's what it sounds like.
Huh.
I've heard a lot of people talk about Suzuka's new one. So I did Caster Gill's interlude, which was really weird. It's pretty funny.
I forgot. Is that
That's the one where he tests if you can survive without Romani, which is kind of sad because it's a little in the past, but okay. But that involves where spoilers, Castiel has hired Amakusa and Angra to pretend to be villains to see what you would do, and it's pretty funny because they ham it up, but also have no idea what the fuck they're doing, so it's great. Also, Shiva's interlude is great because you briefly hang out with. There's a lot of Jaguar Man in it, and at one point, Emiya just comes in, grabs Jaguar Man by the scruff of the Kigurumi, and is like, "I found this Jaguar that was raiding the pantry. Excuse me," and just leaves. Like a real big exit stage left. I also finally did Ishtar's interlude, Ishtar's 11, which was pretty funny. Ishtar tries to get paid.
And it just ends horribly for her. I remember that one.
Yes. Because Gil's defenses are specifically set up to fuck her over. They're all Lancers. And then Ghost Gil shows up to be like, hey, what are you doing? I'm trying to be dead here. And I did Enkidu's interlude, which is also super interesting.
Oh, really?
That's a really, really interesting one. It involves a lot of reminiscing about Babylonia and about Kingu. But also involves Enkidu hanging out with a weird crowd. This is why the way I said Mephistopheles really doesn't need it. Like, he's in it. You come across Enkidu playing poker with Rhyme, Moriarty, and Mephistopheles.
That sounds like some poker night at the inventory bullshit.
Yes, which, by the way, is hilarious because they do the whole thing, and then Moriarty's like, aha, 4 aces, 4 of a kind. And then Mephistopheles is like, ho ho, I think I win 5 jokers! And Moriarty's like, that's not even physically possible. But yes, it's an interesting one, the interlude, because it kind of goes back and it talks about stuff, which is cool. And unfortunately, spoilers, it involves fighting more llamas, which I don't appreciate. I do not appreciate that part. But plot-wise, it's cool.
All right,
and it's pretty interesting to see since the Babylonian anime was recently.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I might have gone and watched some choice scenes.
I also went on that binge. You know, I'm trying to remember what other ones did I do. There are probably a couple more in there, but I don't really remember them. Interludes can be very hit or miss. Some of them are actually really interesting, and other ones are just like, hey, we're just doing stuff. Like, even Da Vinci's interlude, while I appreciate actually basically getting to hang out with Da Vinci in off hours, is basically what it boils down to. It's also just like, oh yeah, hey, here's some fucking Da Vinci history facts. Now punch a ghost. And I'm like, okay. Why is there so much ghost punching? You have to punch a giant ghost in Enkidu's interlude. You gotta punch a giant ghost in Da Vinci's interlude. There's probably another couple of giant ghosts I'm forgetting in there. I'm just like, why? I'm over it. I'm over the giant ghost problem. But, audience, you can let me know what some of your favorite interludes you did, maybe during that half AP interlude campaign. I know a lot of people like to take that opportunity to catch up. Oh, no, I remember another one that was really funny. I did, Jaguar Warriors interlude, which is just Jaguar Sensei kidnaps you and Ishtar and Emiya to go patrol for delinquents and stuff. It's really weird. So the first half is semi-serious. She grabs Emiya and Ishtar and is like, we must go to Fuyuki, yeah, and punch skeletons. Okay, cool. In the school. Hooray. The school is saved. And now we do the bonus mission, which is like she has 2 more pips. Which is like, now we will cruise for delinquents. And so she grabs Emiya and beats up Ku, and then recruits him, because clearly he is a delinquent. And then the final node is then, with Ku and Emiya, Kentoki is clearly a delinquent, so you must beat him up. For discipline. Yeah, I didn't actually get to Kentoki's yet. Yeah, they are kind of fun. Drakes, they are very characterizing. Also, Blackbeard is in both of them, and he's horribly inappropriate.
As he should be.
Mm-hmm. And Drake is just like, what are you even saying to me? I can't tell if you're being rude. And to me, the reader, I'm like, oh, well, I mean, it depends on how rude you think it is, the fact that he calls you a hag, but also talks about how you have huge boobs, because you're drawn by Wadarko. A scary man. But at least once, you do punch him, and he does die.
Therefore, keeping up the tradition, if Blackbeard shows up, he dies.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun little bits. But yes, audience, let us know what you think are cool. Which you did. Did you like the new ones? What are even... Oz got a new one. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about it yet.
Man, looking at my interlude list just reminds me that I don't level my fucking servants enough. Jesus.
I also have that problem. I have a whole bunch that I can't do yet because they require extra bond or extra, like, need to be final ascension with some of my bronzes and stuff. Bryn and Oz are the ones I don't think I've heard anybody talk about out of this new set.
Let's see here. Let me see here. Yeah, I got a lot that I just can't do. And there's a lot that I probably should be doing.
Alright.
I can get on that.
We're talking about it. We're filling time a little bit. I'll go ahead and pull mine up and look at my list of ones I can't do right now. Because I got a couple.
Let's see here.
Oh yeah, I think that's what some people did talk about Bryn. They talked about how it's a stealth Altera Santa interlude.
Really? What?
Yeah, it's Bryn's interlude, but apparently Santa is in it a decent amount.
That's crazy.
They do. You know, like I said, interludes are real hit or miss. Some of them are like a lot of like what Devilish is saying. They have previews for story to come, where they are postscripts to stories and stuff, where you talk to characters about things, you solve stuff. And then some of them are just you get kidnapped by a servant for their wacky schemes.
Listen, I still love Lancer Artorias, where you just end up in your dream and you have to convince her that it's okay to love the master. And fucking Romulus comes in and be like, love is fucking Rome.
Roma.
That's like, I was actually looking at that the other day. I'm like, this makes no goddamn sense anyway, but I love it.
Oh, there's many things. Many things that make sense in this game. You said that at the top, actually.
Yeah, I did.
Like, I don't have a Suzuka to do it, but Suzuka is interesting because I believe it references the Lost Room of all things. Which I was like, what? But someday she's permanent. Someday I'll have a fox, and you can be darn sure that she'll get levels and bonds.
Yeah. Like, I appreciate my JK Fox.
She's probably just waiting for me to shell out money, like a fucking sugar daddy.
Yeah, I can see that.
My wallet. Okay, interlude.
Compensated dating.
Okay. Well, so I see why one of these I don't have. That means I gotta work on some of these bond. Okay, so some of them are just bond related. I haven't bonded enough with Anna or Raiko to do theirs yet, but I have the sufficient levels. Oh man, I mean, Assassin has one that he needs bond fucking 5 for. Yeah, most of these are bond. So the ones I can't do is Tora Toda, Fion, naturally, Anna, Geronimo, Emi Assassin, Fuma. Actually, that means I need to stick him in a back row and get him to bond up. I farmed a lot of bond during the interludes, but that was mostly for servants that already had a shitload of bond. Yeah, I don't... Anger also needs to be Ascension 3 at least, which he's not for me, because he's always, unfortunately, been a little low on the totem pole of EXPs being an Avenger. And Raiko's my other one. And I can do Kentucky's, but I will wait until I'm done with the point ladder at least before trying. And then I got some rank ups that I need to do. Okay, I think after all that shenanigans with the game, I unlocked Siegfried's rank up, which I haven't done. Rank ups are always a little bit tougher to schedule, you know? Because I don't think they come with a lot of half AP. Occasionally they do, like, for instance, we talked about the Excel Link campaign. That would be half AP for certain rank ups and interludes. But they're almost always long and they have no interesting story. But they don't go easy on you either, you know?
Yep. It's a hecking, what's the word it's a slog. It's always a slog.
Yeah. And I think I kind of get the point. The point is that, like, no, dude, you have to actually care about this servant, right? Like, it's not just, you can't just go, oh, I guess I have a Siegfried. I can just push a button and upgrade him. It's got to be like, no, but you have to actually do the thing, buddy. You have to actually, care. But still, it could be a little bit better organized. I don't know. I don't usually hear people complain about rank ups because they still do good stuff. So, I don't know. Maybe they're more smooth in recent ones, but some of the original ones are a little feather ruffled. Just give me some mad half AP game. Give me some half AP and don't stick some other dumb event in it that I care about. That's the real thing. Like, give me that fucking Apocrypha Dead Week. That was great. I got a lot of shit done then. Okay. Well, I think that's the interlude talk, though.
Yeah. Like I said, if we want to talk interludes, I'll probably have a punch done next week, because that's probably what I'm gonna do.
That's fair. Yeah, well, we've managed to, before edit anyway, stretch this out to about an hour. Which is good. That's basically our minimum. I do want to mention, because I talked about it off mic, that I did actually remember to put up the Teach Omega Sensei poll for this month. And patrons 5 and up can vote in that poll. Our 3 options are what is Magecraft, what is a Divine Spirit, and what is Nasuverse. Let me actually check if anybody voted. Did anybody realize that I posted that thing? So we'll see if there are votes. There are! And there's 9 votes already, and what is Nasuverse has a pretty chunky lead at 56%. But that'll be fun. Okay. So let's see. I guess this would be the part of the show where we talk about maybe what's happening in future.
Yeah.
So next week, both these events should still be going. Yeah, they both end about the same time. They end in a couple weeks. Right? Yeah. Week and a half. They're like 10-day runs, because Meiji ends on the 19th, which is a week and a bit. And then the Gudaguda Final Hanoji rerun is going to run for 2 full weeks, but it's been going for a while. So by next Friday, hopefully JP will have announced what's next. If not, which, by the way, this is a discussion point I maybe should have brought up earlier. So we had some people earlier this week talking about stuff and asking some questions like, hey, weren't Sithon on your really supposed to get an animation update? Yes, audience, they were. But Omega backtracked that fact and figured out why. That's for the Heaven's Feel Part 3 premiere, which that event hasn't happened because Heaven's Feel Part 3 hasn't premiered yet. And we don't know when exactly. So that one has been postponed. They announced what they were going to do on a big stream, and then it was like, oh shit, we're not actually showing the movie yet. That should also be when Artoria's Invisible Air costume comes out.
Oh.
Yeah, that was also for that. I don't think that's in the game yet. It's really weird to see them, like, go whole hog and pull the trigger on, oh, and here's everything cool coming up in the event. Oh, we're not doing that yet. Whoops. Ripperino.
Whoopsie.
I can double check if there's anything else that should be. should be in that. Oh yeah, there's a login bonus. There's special CEs. Special CEs, costume dress, returning features. They're gonna. Oh, okay. They were gonna rerun Parvati's Trial Quest and the Fragments of 2004 Mystic Code Quest in the Red Prism Shop, and that's when Sten and Urale are gonna get their full-blown animation updates.
Be cool.
So that'll be nice whenever that actually comes out. But yeah, so hopefully, JP will announce whatever's coming next. For us, we should probably assume what it is, that it'll be Kogetsukan and the downloads and whatever, but we'll see. Might have to pull something out of our butts. I'm not going to run a pregame for Kogetsukan. It's a very straightforward read. I may, in our community, probably not on air, but I may in our community, in our special spoiler channel, drop the spoiler for who the murderer is, because technically we do only get 10 quarts if a majority of people guess it, but also in Japan, they got it pretty good, so I don't know if that's a concern.
Yeah.
But if people want to, for the sake of courts, if people want to make sure they vote correctly in the poll, whether or not they solve it, I will probably distribute that somewhere, or someone will in the community. But I'm pretty sure that would go against Albert's warning to not spoil for us to yell, "Oh my god, the murderer was blah!" At least until after the event is over.
Yeah.
And please be respectful in the comments and do not spoil it, even though I know 10 courts are on the line, but wait. It's literally a week long. It doesn't take that long for it to get out, and then we can all talk about it.
Honestly, I'll probably go for the spoiler answer. Once I'll make my choice, and then I'll look at the answer, and I'll be like, "Oh, I was right," or "Oh, I was wrong," and then lock in the correct answer.
Yeah, you'll look at the poll, you'll see what you think, and then you'll be like, "Okay, but what is it really?" Because I want that 10 quarts.
Yeah.
And that's really the only thing that Kogetsukan does is I think there's a lore. There might be a lore at the end. I'll look it up. I'll look it up. This will be the extent of the pregame. Is I'll look it up right now and tell you what you get out of it. But it's not a lot. Like I said, it's almost literally like Prison Tower. It's a week long. There's a story every day, but it's almost no fighting.
Apples and QP. Those are always useful.
Yeah, there's main quests. So
listen, Lucky's happy that he has over 50.
You get a special CE out of it, and you'll get just some stuff. There's a login, I think, or something.
Lucky is still super happy that he still has 90 million QP. I don't feel absolutely broke, though it's probably going to go here pretty quick.
And Kogetsukan also has a very cursed rate up. Sherlock is the one up all the time. Like I said, I'm at least going to go a 10 spin. Some people have been like, blah, 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 save for Okitan or Scotty or whatever, but I'm like, I should at least try for this detective. That's kind of it's kind of an Omega thing. That's very on brand. So I should at least try, and I'll probably wait until the second set of the raid up, which is Sherlock, Young King, Bedivere, Jaguar Man. So that's not a cursed raid up. That's pretty fun, other than the fact that I did get bamboozled by Young King while trying to roll Moriarty once. So he will probably come instead of a famous detective anyway. But the next raid up set after that, the next day, is Sherlock in addition to Lancelot Saber, and then Sithano Urale Mephistopheles. And then the day after that is Sherlock and Fionn Mary. So that's some fun stuff. And then there are days where all those motherfuckers are on raid up, which is just chaos control. It's just like, how crazy.
Crazy!
That's if you have, you don't have any of these servants, and you have a lot of money or courts, you just don't care. That's like, whatever happens, happens. I don't need to save for Sithano Devilish. I'm Omega 7 Sithanos. Wait, no, is it 8? I think it's 8, actually, because I did that joke. I got something that starts with E and ends with 8 Sthenos. So I will soon be the man of 9 Sthenos. I'm sure it'll happen. It hasn't happened yet. Every time I think it's going to do it, it doesn't. But it's going to happen. And you will hear about it a lot, audience. Now, honestly, there's a reason, I don't even know if I'm going to throw event tickets at this banner, because I have plenty of Berserkers now, so I'm not particularly enthused about Hijikata, and, well, I don't have Helena or Edison, I don't really need them in my comp, and I do have NP5 Emiya, so I don't really need Rare Prisms right now, so that could be a thing. I think I'll save the tickets. Because who knows, maybe I'll get Sherlock and some tickets. You never know. Maybe I don't have to spend St. Courts.
Mm-hmm.
My luck has been all over the place lately in FGO.
Let's see, I think I do... As I did a little bit here. I might throw down on the Okita banner a little bit.
Yeah, that's going to be a real choice for me. Do I want Okita Vanilla, or do I want Okita Chocolate? Gotta make a choice.
I like both vanilla and chocolate,
I do have an alter ego, but she is single. Well, I have 2 alter egos because I got a welfare. They're both single target, so I wouldn't go remiss with a multi-target alter ego. And she does have certain upgrades to alter, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And then also, if I do actually roll a lot on the banner, which I'll probably roll at least some, because I'm pretty sure with Sherlock, much like with his anniversary banner, I'm not going to go crazy, you know? Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I've got 150 quartz, I'm going to spend all of it until I get this detective while I'm broke. I'm not going to do that. That's not usually how I do. Omega can sometimes be baited into a second or third roll if his previous roll is really shitty, but usually when I get a shitty roll, that just kills it for him. Just like, well, this banner is obviously of the devil, I am done. Like, if the banner doesn't like me, Omega learns his lesson quick, unlike some people I know. But those people usually spend lots of money. Not even necessarily lucky, though I do know you vengeance roll.
Sometimes.
If the banner pisses you off, you're just as likely to start spending money. But I know quite a few people in the large C2C category who are like, yeah, I'll just spend money until this banner does what I want. So I try not to do that, because usually I just get depressed. The only time is if I really want the servant. Like, if anybody ever wants to see what happens when Omega is just unlimited rolling, watch me try to roll for Summer Mordred the first time. That's not a stream archive. That's a video I saved and posted, but it's up, so you can see it. And you can see me slowly crawl in a hole and die as I roll 3 total Tama Lancers and no 4 stars. not rate up 4 stars. I think I roll literally no 4 stars on that banner. And then Omega comes back, and when I'm spending, like, monthly tickets on the APOC banner, I got 2 Chirons and 5 tickets, back to back. I'm like, where the fuck were you? Where were you? Where was you? It's fine, you're here now. I fed him some snacks, he's already in his first ascension.
Snacks!
Just gotta feed him some more snacks, and soon he'll be a horseman again. Which I really want to see, because as a story support unit, they didn't actually advance, because that's not how he looks in Apocrypha, so I really want to see that look when he actually goes back to being a man-horse.
Man-horse.
Or, I guess, horseman, and then man-horse would be red hair.
I guess that's true.
That will be fun. I don't know if there may be some people in the community who don't remember or don't know what Red Horse looks like. That'll be a fun one later this year. Is he story locked or is he permanent? He might be story locked, which might be a little sad. I'll look him up. Red hair. Red hair, by the way, yes, red hair is story locked. Okay. But red hair, by the way, was a data mined unit from like the launch of the game. There's only a few of those left. Well, yeah, if anybody's talking about future plans, Omega's gonna start blasting on Lost Belt 3 Banner 2. Not because I need a Mothman, but because I want to consort you.
He's gonna get, like, MP3 Mothman.
Yes, exactly. I'm gonna get, like, 50 red hairs and, like, a whole shitload of Mothmen. I'm gonna roll 11 Mothmen in one roll, just because I'm trying for a 4-star, and the game likes to fuck with me. Much like I'm gonna like spend some tickets or some stuff trying to get like Summer Maeve and maybe MHXX. I'm just gonna get covered in Summer BB. I think my usual joke there is that she's gonna hack the game and I'm gonna roll 11 of her, even though we don't have that ability yet. Though actually, who knows? They might add that early. I don't know, because they've done stuff like giving us bonus. You get more free quartz with your paid quartz and stuff. They might upgrade our summon banners already. I don't know how hard that is to program. Also, yes, Vesper Sleepyhead, you did sleep through most of the show. But in our defense, the show is also going to be really short. We're like an hour and 15 minutes in, and we're probably going to stop soon. Because I don't know, other than just shooting the shit about whatever, I really don't know what else we can talk about. There's not a lot happening right now, guys.
Well, I guess we can just talk about personal stuff. Like I said, you got your Fate game up and going.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I did want to talk about that. I do want to mention that. So, I've mentioned before, I wrote, much like everybody and their mother, I wrote my own homebrew Fate RPG system, because everybody tries that. I like mine a lot, and hopefully it works out. But I recently finished all my prep to run a pre-gen adventure and run pre-gen characters. Most people, which promptly ignored, to write their own characters, but I can't fault you for wanting to do more work, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked the Secret Tabletop Cabal, the Studio Mega players, our secretive group of RPG and occasionally TTS guys, if anybody wanted in, and I was inundated immediately.
Yeah, Lucky actually missed out on that, because I got the app when I was working. I was like, alright, I'll answer this later, because Lucky was thinking that the usual thing was going to happen. It was going to be a slow trickle. No, I get home, I open up a thing, it's like 5 people have, like, run a play. I'm like, I'm like,
not only were 5 people definitely in, but we'd at least gone through 2 maybes. Like, both Marth and Loth, who are in our regular group for Star Wars and stuff, looked at it and were like, nah, I'll just see it later. So, yeah.
So I was like, I want to play this, but there's already a lot of people here, and there's some people here who have strong personalities. I don't want to necessarily get in a position where I can rock the boat, so I'll wait this out. But I was like, damn, people want a Fate. But I have been keeping up on a little bit on the side. It looks like some people are coming out with some interesting things here and there. I particularly like one there, because I remember like a couple weeks ago we were talking about how another one of the Onis of Mount Oe was Hoshikuma, or Hoshiguma, depending on how you want to say it. And someone is like, yeah, no, I'm going to pick that one. I'm like, that's great. That's great. Yep. That makes me happy.
After that conversation, I was like, or possibly, no, I think that was before that. After that conversation, I was like, I really can't get it out of my head. I have to try and stat this one. And it was like, well, we'll just get in. So most people have pre-picked, even though I deliberately set it up so that it could be completely random. Honestly, it's because the reason why I set it up so that it could be completely random is because I assume it's like most games I hear about or see where it's like, well, and like I'll see if you agree, but you would think in this sort of situation, everybody's first instinct would be like, yo, give me Saber, like, or something, right? Everybody would try and grab onto the same thing, but I honestly no, most people like self-dedicated and were like, I guess I'll take the writer slot, or I'll be Berserker, I'll do the extra class.
Well, here's the thing. The wonderful thing about Fate is, since there's, especially if you're making your own, you can just reach out for anywhere. Like, honestly, I feel like I could honestly make a case, like, if I got writer to pick fucking Lady Godiva, and be like, yeah, no, it's just a naked lady on a horse. What you gonna do about it?
Funny.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one.
Mm-hmm. And so, it's like, depending on, like, how much you love history and whatnot, you can just be anything. I'm just like, nah, I'm gonna do this because I want to play this. Like, I made a joke here, it's like, no, Lucky doesn't need to play it. Lucky's gonna, like, be the secret villain later who's gonna come in with, like, some crazy-ass fucking servant and try and wreck all your shit. I think I said I'd pull out Lilith. And
yeah, that's a fan design I've had before, which you really liked.
Mm-hmm. I think I was the one who suggested it, and then you started it.
Yeah. Which I haven't used a lot of those designs either yet, is the thing. Like, I did do Arsene and Mina Harker, just because those are classics.
You did a bunch of them.
I did a bunch, but I haven't necessarily reused my well of OCs yet. I only actually did a couple of original generations. One, because I think that's one. On the one hand, you have to come up with original stuff to test things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of glad nobody's going to end up with Assassin, because they could end with Arsene Lupin. And mechanically, his Noble Phantasm is probably the most complex and fucky in this pre-gens I've built, because he has the calling card as his Noble Phantasm, so he has to write the calling card, send it. And that makes it possible for him to steal something from the target, and then he has to actually steal it from them. But once he steals it, if he stole, like, a tool or a Mystic Code or a Noble Phantasm, now you can then do stuff with that because you fucking stole it. Which, and some people will be like, but no, Noble Phantasms are, like, unique. They're not, though. Especially if your legend is about stealing cool shit, which he is. Arsene Lupin supposedly has stuff like Marie Antoinette's necklace and the real Mona Lisa. So, like, no, if anybody could steal Noble Phantasms and use them against you, it's that guy. That's all he does. So I made a couple of originals and everything to test it, but also I statted just a lot of popular ones, and we'll see what happens. Because I got at least one person who's completely rando.
No, I'm just looking at, like, because I still have access to it, but, like, fucking, like, I remember I suggested the fucking Cupid version of Ilya, and boom, it's here. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's in my list.
That's
I don't think we need to do that. I wouldn't actually do that anymore. One, because we didn't actually. We got some other Ilya pseudos. Also, funnily enough, Kama is like the dumb sour Cupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm Cupid, but also I look at you like you're walking garbage.
That's because she actually wants you to pay attention to her. Her mats came out recently. And
yes, Kama's mats are great. I read them earlier. I posted them actually, so they're great.
Like, did you show the rest of the group, like, your Limited Servants?
No, not my minor fluff version. That is other link, but I've clipped stuff out of it before. But
yeah, like, I just posted for our patrons his write-up for Tamamo Raiden, one of his Tamamo 9. Which
because there's a couple of free Tamamo slots, so I was like, I can make a fake Tamamo.
Yeah. I
did for the pre-gen, though nobody's ending up ending up with it because we've locked in Hoshikuma Joji, but I did stat Cat, which is just hilarious. Berserkers are interesting because I feel like you end up either with like almost really try hard stuff like Herc or Lancelot, or you end up almost with goofy characters like Ibaraki. Even Nightingale in her own way is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I did stat Nightingale because, well, that again, as a Berserker, Nightingale is really weirdly designed because she's mostly about healing, but also she does have a gun. So I am a little sad that kind of we didn't end up with more random, because that means that like because one of the players wanted to do a class change of Penth, so did Writer Penth, who is kind of similar but a little different. I got some different NPs and stuff. But that means nobody's going to roll on my random pool, which includes many fun classic characters, but also my stats for George Washington, 12 stories tall and made of radiation. Not really, but he does have I did copy Napoleon's Light of Possibility skill, which is Innocent Monster Pioneer. So nobody will have George Washington with his protection from bullets EX. And I can pre-tell people, yeah, there's some randos. One of the players has said that he'll take Archer or Caster. I'll probably do Archer just for comp, because I don't know how much ranged attack you guys have. Not that it super matters, because this is based on a Marvel Supers RPG, so it's very much like, well, I guess I'm Captain America, so I'm gonna use my shield attack, and I'm gonna ricochet to do an area attack and other goofy stuff like that. I liked it because it's got a way to codify superpowers, basically, but also it's really freeform. It's just like, hey, whatever you want to do, just figure out a way to do it in the mechanics. Because Fate really is like that. You can do a lot of dumb bullshit. You can be like, yeah, I'm just going to stab you and you're going to die, or I'm going to erase you from existence. I'm going to go back in time and make it so you were never born. Oh no, I've been paradoxed.
Vision mailed.
But so there's a lot of fun options in there. But I will tell people, I will preview, because I've already set the scenario. The scenario will be kind of a what if of the Fuyuki Singularity. It'll either be a simulation or it'll be an honest to God, hey, what if there was different people and there was more than one there? But that also means that everybody who listens to Omega about stuff and is familiar with his Omega-isms will know that means there's going to be some Omega Funhouse versions of Fuyuki enemies, which will be fun. That does remind me, I've been a little lax with posting APs. I've been busy juggling a lot of stuff. I need to catch up on that. But that's not directly related to Fates. But anyway, look forward to that sometime soon. I think all the players have prepped their character sheets and stuff. We might have to fine-tune some of the language. But I think everybody knows what they're doing, at least, so even if it's not exact, it's fine. We just have to find the time. Because I know that... I don't know how spicy you were, but you came across a little spicy when people were trying to preemptively schedule it for Wednesday,
I was hella spicy.
Which is our usual Star Wars day, and just be like, well, I'm sorry, I guess my game has been canceled. And I'm like, no, hold on. I was like, okay, first of all, hold on, because I got to do other stuff, so it's not quite ready this Wednesday anyway. But also, no, we have not decided nothing.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why I said I was spicy. With people who were just like, yes, we're gonna do it. I'm like, hold the fuck up here, people.
Yeah, I know that scheduling is important, and you want to do it sooner rather than later. But also, it is obviously scheduling, so you have to have some wiggle room to figure everything out. But yeah, it's ready anytime. We just got to figure out the stuff and stuff. And yes, if you are a patron, you can listen to us in Secret Gaming and not actually speak. And you can listen to it live or get the actual audio.
There's a reason why I don't name names. I just say I put people on blast.
Yeah. Well, I think Axe was more just like trying to verify that he definitely did not try and preemptively schedule, which is true. Axe was just one of the people asking about when we're free, because you do usually need to do a little bit of that with tabletop. There's just some advice for you, audience. You just need to do a little bit of that scheduling with stuff with friends. All right, that added about 10 minutes to the show, so I think we should probably wrap up.
I'm fine with that. I go hang out with my JK Fox.
I think we get a little, not sleepy, but I think it's a little warm and stuffy in here. I need to go get some Wawa.
Wawa.
Hydration! Okay, we talked about Patreon poll already. We talked about all that stuff. We talked about what we think will happen next, so I think it's just outro time. Which is to remind everybody that, hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to like this video if you liked it. You can leave your comments below, especially about stuff we directly asked you about. But honestly, I feel like we're in a good swing. We're no longer in the era where people are hesitant to comment. We get loads of comments. Keep your comments coming. We love them. You can also talk to us on our Discord. That link is, as always, in our description and on our channel page. It's a great time. Got a lot of people in here. Seeing new faces every once in a while. Don't be scared if somebody posts a welcome to hell gif. That's just a meme. We just do that. That's a thing we do.
I prefer the one when they use the dog.
The dog is cute. But we have a great many of them. and they get posted a lot. Anyway, also in the description is the link to our merch store. If you are interested in that, you can check out what we've done already or follow it for future stuff. We'll figure that out at some time. And even if you're new here and you're following us, you can still sub to make sure you get all the stuff. We are trying to hit that 2,500 mark. It's a nice, neat mark. And really, just it's cool. You get all our videos when they happen. And even if you're already subscribed, make sure to hit that bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video or when we stream. Because you never know when Lucky's going to decide to start early and stream for like 9 hours.
I don't even say it's starting early. I usually start that early so I can stream for fucking 9 hours. And maybe people will show up.
Well, people showed up.
Yeah, not a lot.
Well, there's a decent amount of views anyway, so some people cycled in.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when you stream for 9 hours.
Got some stuff. Anyway, notifications, it's good for streams, for videos and stuff. And of course, like we said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early in audio format for as little as $1 a month. And hopefully still $1, even though Patreon's been like, hey, we're going to enable sales tax for stuff. I don't know if the audio downloads are taxable. They might be, depending on your state.
So. I don't think
it's technically a thing you have access to that you... So I don't know. That is the... We'll talk about this more on WhatsApp, but Patreon's introducing sales tax for certain regions, for certain tiers, depending on what you get. And the way they're phrasing it is that they're gonna, like, fucking analyze what your tier is and what your tier rewards are and charge accordingly based on your region. Because it's obviously different everywhere, so if you live in a state that doesn't have a lot of sales tax, or a country that doesn't have a lot of sales tax, you don't need to worry much. And it all depends on what's got the stuff. Oh, Vesper's posting a historical meme in general.
Vesper does that.
Sometimes, when they're not sleeping. But yeah, but you can get access to our audio downloads for as little as $1 a month. That's our whole backlog of audio. Goes up as soon as the episode is done editing, right away after we record it. That's the earliest you can get the show. You can also get access to videos early at higher tiers, vote in polls, listen to the show live, get shoutouts, all kinds of fun stuff. It's great. Okay. And that's the show, basically. We'll see you next week for whatever. Whatever happens. It'll be a show. It'll exist. Unless it doesn't. If there's nothing. If there's nothing, there might not be a show next week, but hopefully there'll be something. We'll just record 2 WhatsApps.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's get out of here, Lucky.
I'm out.